I was in bed and I couldn't go to work. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't function. I couldn't deal with my family was left in the cold. There was just nothing happening. I was too consumed with it.
Hey everyone, I'm with one more person that have been going through my Tinnitus program. We're going to introduce Mike in a second here, and he will explain where Tinnitus was for him a few months ago and where is he now. And the message we are trying to give everyone is that no matter where you are right now, there is hope and you can definitely get relief. And these use cases or these stories of real people are the proof for that. That is the point of what we are doing here. So Mike, give us a quick introduction of yourself, like who you are, what you do at a high level.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Guy. My name is Mike Marklin, and I'm from Ontario, Canada, and basically a restaurateur. So I've been doing the restaurant bar industry for 34 years. And 3 months ago, I all of a sudden started hearing sounds, and I didn't know what it was. So I landed up going to my doctor, who sent me to an audiologist, and it landed up being what at that time I didn't know anything about it, which was tinnitus. So I didn't like it. I was a mess, truthfully. I didn't know where to go. So I turned to the internet, and trust me, I went through YouTube video after YouTube video after YouTube video. Like I said, I went down every rabbit hole. All those magic potions, and you know what? Thank God I did come across Guy, because you know what? I could have been broke, to be honest with you. The amount of money you spend with all these, there should be a law against that, where people proclaim that you're going to be cured overnight, and you know what? You're not. It's just not happening. And Guy, that's where Guy came in, and like I said, we not just coach, we become friends. And I think that's super important that, so here we are today, July, and now we're in November, and my progress has been tremendous.
I wanted to ask you, if you don't mind, tell us, how did tinnitus impact you a few months ago? Like, how did it affect your life, basically?
I couldn't get out of bed. We'll leave it at that. So basically, I was an absolute mess. I couldn't sleep. I was worried to death. It was awful. It honest to God, was awful. When people say that tinnitus is awful, it was awful. I didn't see any hope. I didn't see no future, nothing. But like, again, I came across Guy, and again, 3 or 4, what is it, July? So 3.5, 4 months later, look at me now. I mean, I wouldn't be doing this back in July. I was in bed and I couldn't go to work. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't function. I couldn't deal with my family was left in the cold. There was just nothing happening. I was too consumed with it. So again, Guy led me along here.
How did tinnitus impact your focus or your communication abilities with people? I'm just trying to give people more examples of how tinnitus impact you, so they understand, what you went through, basically.
Well, it's very hard for people to understand it, because they do not experience it, but they can see what's happening. My wife would just say to me, like, she would just break her heart, because it wasn't who I was. At work, I had so much support, and they knew that I was probably going to take a lot of time off work because I just couldn't function. So as far as when it first happened, how it affects people, like, again, they can't understand it, but there's empathy for it, because they can see it in my face. So to answer that question, it was devastating.
I know that you're still dealing with a little bit of tinnitus, some kind of spikes a little bit, but where are you now? Tell us, how is tinnitus for you right now?
Okay, so as of November 18th, right now, talking with you, Guy, I would say 10,000 times better. So I'll have my good days, and when I have my bad days are not that bad. It's just, like I said, I need to continue through this journey using the techniques you've given me. And like I said, I have access to the group, to the toolbox, and there's so many different things, and you always come up with new things. So I think that's the most important thing, that if something's not working, or Guy is a good listener, so he understands and he'll pick up on stuff, so that if there's something that's not working for me, like right now, yeah, I mean, I'm really in a good spot. but I'd like to be better, but we're working towards that. And again, today we went through our session and basically he's given me a few more tips and tricks or something from that, you know what, because he has the experience, he understands, he knows what it's about. It's personal for every person. And that's the beauty about the fact that Guy understands that. It's not one size fits all. You don't cookie cut it. It's so right now where I am, I'm 1,000 times, 10,000 times better.
So these days, you don't have any problem doing your work, focusing on your restaurant, communicating with family, right? That's not an issue anymore.
No. Like I said, my focus is great. Like I said, on the days where it does show up, I can still focus. And again, I'm using the techniques and to understand that it's not going to hurt me, and that, you know what, the more that I work on the recommendations or the tools that Guy's given me, then it's going to get easier and easier. So at this point, like I said, I'm at that, I don't know, what do we call that, Guy? We call it at that point where I just can't get over, but I'm so grateful. I'm really grateful to where I am today. Yes.
Awesome. What were the main things that really worked for you in what we did, in the work that we did together? What did you find working really well for you? What maybe didn't work so well for you?
Well, the things that work well for me is, I know originally I was obsessed. So I would do like the mindful meditation 10 times a day. I would do the breathing 10 times a day. And then, you know what, you brought me back to earth and said, you know what, what you're doing is it's becoming a job. So what you need to do is you're better off do it once or twice a day and actually really put your mind into it. So the mindful meditation has been absolutely outstanding for me. And I recommend that highly when you're going to bed at night, because it's amazing how I couldn't sleep before. When I do mindful meditation, I don't even get to the end of it and I'm asleep. So that was a great suggestion or a great tool to use. The breathing is invaluable. I can't say enough. I walk my dog in the morning and I think about Guy because I know he loves his dog. So, and that's what I do. I do the breathing technique when I walk my dog in the morning. So that, plus, like I said, we do the CBT, we do the ACE, we do all that stuff where it's training my mind to habituate to this sound, not to treat it as an enemy, but to learn to live with it. And the more I do this, then I do see where eventually, like I say, it will fade into the past. But all these, there's so many different things. And again, I can't even list them all, but I know that if I need to access it, I can access it through our meetings, because I get right away, I get an email that's summarizes everything, or I can go to the Skoll, which is another thing that Guy uses that has it's right there. Everything's there for you. So if you ever can't remember anything, it's right there. But I'll tell you, the meetings the coaching is invaluable, because you can refer back to that right after and click on exactly where, and it gives you a minute by minute where you are, so you can, refresh your mind. So that's, hopefully I answered your question, Guy.
So the community was helpful, having all the courses there and all the tools available for you right there that you can practice them.
It's awesome. And the other thing is what I like about Guy is that, when I get an email probably every day, and I know he's a busy guy because he has lots of clients, but sending us riddles or sending us little tidbits of information about tinnitus. And you know what? It's super important because it keeps the community going, and it's not like, okay, once a month. I sometimes 2-3 times a day I'll get something from Guy. And I think, you know what, when you're going through this, that's super important, because it shows hope. It shows that, again, Guy cares. And the simple fact that it's a riddle and you can answer it, or it's something about, what's the incorrect answer. This is all, believe it or not, is good for the brain, because you're reading it and it's actually hopefully sticking. So I can't say enough. Okay.
Yeah, the whole point of all these educational videos and posts is to gradually, drip more and more confidence and knowledge into everybody. That's the point of those things. Yeah.
And the one thing I'd like to say, and everybody looks for the big companies and all that stuff, right? But I'll tell you, I did the same thing, but at the end of the day, you need to look at the person who you're going to be dealing with. And the simple fact that Guy has lived through this, and the fact that a 30-minute consultation turned into 2.5 hours. And the fact that anytime during the day or night, I can message Guy. I was having issues with my hearing aids. I messaged him 9 times last night, and he got back to me every single time. That speaks volumes about somebody. That means they're not in it. They're in it for the right reason. And I think my wife and I really are a good judge of character. Honestly, when it comes to judge of character, that's so important when you're dealing with something like tinnitus. So Guy has been a lifesaver for me. That's all I can tell you.
Thank you, Mike. I mean, it's been awesome to work with you. You've made huge amount of progress. How you treated tinnitus now. I mean, the big thing that changed for you with tinnitus is basically the reaction to it, right? That is what we worked on, is changing how your nervous system and your brain react to tinnitus, because that's where all the problems are coming from, and that's what we did, I think, right?
Absolutely, Guy. 100% agreed. And like I said, I thank you for what you've done. I really do.
Yeah, and we're gonna continue, be in touch and working together, and but I want to tell you that you made huge amount of progress from where I met you, and how tinnitus impacted you, and where you are now, and you still want to be better and better, which is good. But the progress you made is just amazing. I mean, one thing you can think from 1 to 10, how was your tinnitus a few months ago in terms of how it impacted you, and how it is now from 1 to 10 nowadays? You can.
Okay, so 10 would be in like bad, worse. The worst is 10. Is that what we're saying? Like 10 is worse, or is 1 worse? What are we talking? Like, in other words,
yeah, 10 is the worst, and 1
okay.
is.
Okay, so when I first started, it would be 100, not 10. It was bad. I was really, really in a bad spot, in a bad place. Today, I'm probably at around I would say around a 3. So I think that's amazing after 3 months, considering I never saw this. I'm at a 3, and based on me continuing, I can see myself being at a 1 within the next 3. Hey, listen, take 6 months, a year. That's okay, but I know I was beyond a 10, and where I am, I'm you can see me right now. I don't look distressed. I'm happy. So yes.
Awesome. Hey, thank you so much for sharing with us your experience, Mike. I mean, this is amazing. I mean, the point is, I want people to know that no matter where they are in their journey, the beginning, the middle, there is hope, and they can definitely make progress. That is the biggest point.
100% agreed, and I'll give you an amen to that. Okay?
Yeah. So thank you so much, Mike.